Mm.
Okay, welcome back to the Dhamma discussion. Let's homage to the Buddha.
Mm.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu.
Okay, today we are going to learn um, Pattakamma Sutta. This sutta come from the connected discourses. Mm. This sutta was Buddha taught to Anathapindika. That's the Buddha's main supporter, the layperson,
Mm.
Anathapindika. Anathapindika built a huge temple to the Buddha.
Mm.
Uh, the Buddha's whole life, the most of time Buddha spent in this temple.
Mm.
Many suttas we study, even this sutta, and many suttas we studied. Evam me sutta, ekan samayam bhagava viharati, savatyam viharati, anathapindikas, jetavan, anathapindika sarami. Anathapindika means his name, and
Mm.
Buddha taught many suttas while living in this temple. Even today, who's going to India, and they will go to see the base, the foundation is still there, right? On that monastery, it's a huge one. Um, this Anuma has been there. People visiting to India to see that the Jetavana monastery where Buddha was lived. And when that monastery built by this layperson called Anathapindika, his real name is Sudatta. He's the and Buddha gave him a position foremost to generosity, giver. He gave his entire wealth to the Buddha and to the Sangha and for their uh, comfortable living. So this very important thing is uh, this guy never asked any question from the Buddha. He never asked. He always thought, I don't want to make trouble to Buddha. He is he's a royal one, very soft, delicate, delicate, delicate one. I don't want. He has already many troubles to teaching with the people. So why I want to give him a trouble? And he just go and to never ask any question. Then Buddha taught Buddha think, oh, I'm going to teach you something. Sit down. Okay, listen this. And Buddha I think himself and Buddha teach him. That's Buddha's compassion, right? And then he came to the temple. Then Buddha asked him, do you know, household, there are four things in this world very desirable, agreeable, pleasant things into the human beings in this world. There are four. Do you know about that? And he said, no, I don't know. Then Buddha said, okay, I'm going to teach you. Then listen. You are a household, layperson. Then you have to achieve these four desirable, agreeable, pleasant things. This is very rare in the world to the humankind. Now everybody have these kind of things. You have to achieve these things. And he say, okay, let me see. What's those things? Then Buddha started to teach him. The first one is the having wealth. Bhogami uppajjantu sadhammen, having wealth in justice way, righteous way. You know, we can have in, we can have some money, we can have kind of wealth by stealing, robbing, uh, cheating, and other people and deceiving, take some this, you know, in not
mm,
righteous way, unrighteous way. People can have wealth. That is
mm,
not rare. That is not
mm,
desirable. That is
mm,
not
mm.
agreeable. That is not pleasant. That's not right.
Yep. Mm.
Right, Michael?
Absolutely.
Having wealth in righteous way, as a layperson, if you are wealthy, you have money, you make money in righteous way.
Mm,
It's explaining how could you make money in righteous way
mm,
in later. Here Buddha says in first, then this is the first one every
mm,
lay people like you have to have.
mm,
You have to, if you want to enjoy your life, if you want to success your life, if you want to make sure you lived a life it's good, then you have to have money. If you don't have money, if you don't want money, then become a monk.
mm.
Even monks have money now. Monks are have wealthy. Not all
Mm.
of them, some of them. Because
Yeah.
like you people give money, offer money, and so as a layperson, then you have to make sure you make money, right?
Mm,
This kind of teaching is come from other suttas. You remember we learned the Singalo Sutta, advice to the Sigala. Buddha mentioned how could you make money, right? You don't be lazy. You have to be
mm,
very energetic, powerful person. Um, so then you make money in righteous way. That's the first one. The second one, Bhoge Ladha Sadhammene Yaso uh, uh, Yasome Agachatu Sanyati. Then having wealth, now the fame is come to you now. That's the second rare thing in the world. You have money, uh, wealth, in righteous way you earned, and also you have fame, the good name spreading around about you and your family.
mm,
Then your good reputation about you is spreading all around,
mm,
including your family. Your parents, your brothers and sisters, your sons and daughters, this is all about your family's good reputation. You want to spread your good reputation around you. Then you, as a layperson, now you happy, you
mm,
comfortable, you make money righteous way, and everybody appreciate you, and they all talk about your good reputation. You good. You say they all say you good. Your family good. Your parents good. Your kids good. Your brothers and sisters good. Everybody good. Then he is happy, content. This is the second rare thing in the world as a layperson can achieve. Then the third one, and boge laddha sa dhammin yasan laddha sa nyati upajjaye chiranjeevami digamayu pale. Okay, having wealth and having reputation. You third wish is I'm live long. My family members live long.
mm,
Everybody healthy and live long. Nobody gonna die uh, in the way of life. Everybody going to spend their entire lifespan, right?
mm,
It means
mm,
everybody healthy and everybody live long,
mm,
right? You want to live
mm,
you want your parents be having a longevity, right? You want to see your children's longevity, your brothers and
mm,
sisters' longevity, because you you love them
mm,
and you want to live long and you want your family members live long. That's the third agreeable, desirable, pleasant thing in the world, but difficult to achieve and rare things. If you have that, you're good. The fourth one, then after death, born in the heaven. That's the fourth rare one in the world, right? You all want to go to heaven, right? You want? You want to go to heaven. We don't want to go anywhere, right? We all want to go to heaven. We all wish, but not we all of them go there. We
mm,
not all of them achieve that. We not many of them not make it,
mm,
right? Not able to make it, and
mm,
we turn to animal destination, to the animal realm. We turn to the ghost realm,
mm,
ghost realm, and we turn to the place where the fire mostly hell,
mm,
and we come back to the human realm.
mm,
Then, if someone wants to go to heaven, that's the happy place, comfortable place, secure place. Um, if someone could make it, that's the fourth rare, difficult to
mm,
achieve, but agreeable, desirable, pleasant thing as a layperson can achieve. Okay, these are the four things you should have in your life, right?
mm.
Remember, what are those? What are those? First one, having wealth. Having, yes, having wealth. What's the second one? Reputation. And third, long life, live long. And fourth, go to heaven. These are the four things as a
Mm,
layperson can achieve,
mm,
have to achieve in this life. And Buddha says, okay, household, if you want to achieve these four desirable things, and you have to have these four practices, these four qualities in your life. To achieve these four, and you have to develop these four practices. And what are those four type of practices? Okay. The first one, Saddha Sampada, devotion, faith. Here, in this sutta mentioned the devotion about the Buddha, towards to the Buddha. If you as a other religion person, then you may have your faith to you whatever you believe, whatever you follow, to your religious, uh, about your religious teaching, the religious, the teacher.
mm,
Then you have to have a devotion about it, about him. In this sutta mentioned the devotion to about the Buddha, and he has a devotion and Buddha's enlightenment.
mm,
Saddhati tatagatasya bodhim, and he going to make sure Buddha's enlightenment. Buddha's enlightened one. He is freed from anger, ill will, greed, ignorance. Buddha freed from that all unwholesome things. He freed from defilements. Uh, Enlightened ones. He gonna believe it. He have the confidence about that. Then and he going to think about Buddha as a Arahant, a worthy one, fully Samma Sambuddha, fully enlightened one, Vijjachana Sampanno, endowed with virtues and supernormal powers, Sugato well gone, the knower of the world, unsurpassed trainer of humankind, and teacher to the humans and to the gods, and Buddha himself, enlightened, and Bhagava, blessed one. And then the as a layperson going to having devotion about these Buddha's qualities, we're going to kind of sure Buddha is like this enlightened one and have this kind of quality.
mm,
Actually, this is means he is religious, spiritual. It means not religious, spiritual one. It means he looking for something highest quality. That's why people follow in many religions. They want to have in good qualities. They want to develop good qualities. They want to have a heavenly qualities. Practice not like humans, even highest. Uh, they have a aim. They have a goal. They have a target to achieve in the life by overcoming, going over the humankind to even highest status, right? So that's what the spirituality means, living like a spiritual life to be the good person. So if you as a Buddhist follower, you're going to follow Buddha. He's going to listen to Buddha. He's going to learn Buddhist teaching. He's going to practice Buddhist teaching, and he's going uh, to do it as other religious person. And if he have a devotion to his teacher, and he's going to learn it, he's going to practice it, what that religious teach, and he's going to develop it, right? Then this is called this is the second, the first one have to developed saddha, devotion, faith, not blind faith. Make sure to not blind faith, very clear faith with clear understanding. So the second one, mm, Sila Sampada, virtuous life, practicing precepts, morality, developing morality. And he explained in, five precepts. Five precepts. Do you know five precepts? Anyone
mm.
remember? Five, five precepts. Restraining from killing, harming sentient beings. That's the first one. Yes, no lies and stealing. Restraining from stealing, sexual misconduct, restraining from sexual misconduct, and intoxication, restraining from intoxication. This is the morality. Have to develop. Remember, if you want to achieve that agreeable, desirable, pleasant, rare for things, what? Having wealth, righteous way, having reputation about you and your family, living long and go to heaven. To achieve these four, you have to have a faith, You have to develop it. And morality. You have to restrain from killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, telling lies, and intoxication. Right? If if you addicted to any of them, and not going to have that four kind of things. As a killer, how could you achieve that four rare things? As a stealer, thief, how could you achieve that? Right? You're gonna lose that. Then you spiritually you develop the spiritual quality, morality. So in Buddhism, if you enter to Buddhist practice, if you want to practice Buddhism, that's the first step, avoiding harming any sentient beings. That's the first step. You have to avoid and harming any sentient beings. You're not supposed to kill any sentient beings. That's the first precept. That's a very important thing. There's a reason for that. You know, there is a reason for that. You have a mercy. You have a mercy actually. You have a mercy for your cats, your dogs, but you don't have mercy for rats, cockroach, right? Peter, he feed birds every day. A lot of the birds, squirrels, many of them, right? Um, but we can't feed the rats. They stealing always things. But we have to have a compassion about them. They're all sentient beings. That's how they live. They're not actually harm us. They're not gonna kill us. But they even a cockroach, they not hurt us. They live in their way, but we are scared. That's another thing. That's our problem, right? It's not their problem. Then we have to have a compassion to all sentient beings. You're not supposed to kill any. If you think this is not only human have rights to live on this earth, who has given to this human? If you believe this is belong to human and all other sentient beings under your control, that's your ignorance. That's your ignorance. If you think you have to the right authority to control this earth, no, that's your ignorance. Buddha said these all living beings have right to live on this earth equally. We all belong to this onto this earth. Um, we have all rights. We all have rights to live on this earth without any harm. Mm. So all living beings dear to their lives. All living beings scared, afraid from threat, beaten, punishment. All scared. All living beings scared to death, and all dear to their lives. They all love to live. Then we cannot take any life of them. We can't take life of them. We can't decide it. We not have rights for that authority. Then we all equal. We are not developing this earth. We are destroying this earth, right? Do you think we are developing? It's naturally so okay. It's naturally everything here, right? Then we are destroying it. The air is pure, water is pure, right? The trees are very healthy food everywhere on the trees. Everything is good. Now we are destroying and killing them all. So then we have to think in that way. Um, then in that morality, spirituality, we have to develop. So developing a faith, devotion, and developing virtue, morality, and developing the third one, the chaga, generosity. Chaga sampada, generosity, have to be a generous person. How could you practice generous? And you have to live as a household without malicious covetousness, is stingy. You have to live without greed. You have to live without greed. It's called Vigatamala Maccherena Chetasa Agarang Ajja Vasati. As a householder, you have to live a life without greed, without stinginess. And Muttachagu, you have to practice giving and freely giving. And you give freely, not expect. And you just give in, not expect. You not hope anything return, and you just give in. It's called Mutta Chaga, freely giving. Payatapani, open handed, pure handed. You're not looking for fame. You're not looking for admiration. You're not looking for thanks. And you just pure handed and you give with open handed. Vasagarato, you love to give. You love to give. Your intention is sharing, giving something, even a little bit. Um, Yacha Yoga, and you live in a, you become a person, uh, someone worthy person to someone ask you something. You have that quality. I'm a person anyone could ask me. If someone asks me, I give. And Dan Sang Vibhagarato, sharing whatever you have, and you practice generosity in this way. Right? You live in without greed and stingy, and you sharing, freely giving, pure minded, with pure hand, and love to give, sharing whatever you have with you around with around you, and you sharing. And you practice in this generosity in that way. And the fourth one is the panya, achievement of the wisdom. Okay, this is the interesting thing, most important thing. How could you do having develop panya, wisdom? Okay. Abhijja Vishama Lobha Vibhutena. Now you consider, now you're gonna think, if my heart or mind get affected by unrighteous greed, Vishama Lobha means unrighteous greed, not a greed, that's the serious greed, badly greedy. Uh, you stuck to your things, you attach to your things. It's called Vishamaloba. You even don't want to share with your kids. You even don't want to share with your husband or wife. You want to give your parents. You hold it them to you. You're not sharing and giving to anyone. That's called Vishamaloba. And you now think this unrighteous greed not good thing. What I supposed to do, this greed not let me do what I supposed to do. What I supposed to do, this greed not let me do. Also, what I not supposed to do, I do. I do what I not supposed to do. I do. Why? Why I do? Because of this unrighteous greed. This unrighteous greed let me do what I not supposed to do, and not let me do what I supposed to do. This is bad. This is seriously bad. Uh, immoral, immoral greed. So, what do you think now? Not only that, also yasacha sukhacha dansati. This greed kill my happiness. This greed kill my happiness. Even this greed not let me happy myself. You not buy good dresses for you. Why? Oh, my money going to be waste. You're not going to eat very healthy things, like expensive things. You think, oh no, I can't waste my money. You now use your money. You holding your money. You not become happy yourself. You not enjoy your life, right? Right? In Buddha's time, there were some people like this. There are many stories about that, very interesting. Um, Even today, some people um, they not enjoy themselves, and this unrighteous greed lose my happiness, also my reputation. Yasacha sukha, my reputation and my whose greed. He doesn't have to have a good reputation, right? He already lost. That's one of the agreeable thing, reputation, right? Whose greed he can't earn that reputation. He can make earn what kind of not reputation? What's that called? Uh, Disreputation, maybe. So then the wise, who, how could we develop wisdom? Now he gonna think this unrighteous greed, not good. It not let me do what I supposed to do, and it make me to do what I not supposed to do. What you supposed to do with your money? And you support your family, right? You support your friends, you support your relatives, and you support whatever you're supposed to do. And uh, then what he does, and he going to reduce, he going to abandon, he going to uh, take it off and make it go, let it go. He just remove greed, right? He remove greed. He abandoned the greed. Now I think I'm not supposed to be greedy. Now he start to not become greedy. Now he start to share. Okay. And it's second, and he think vyapaj, hate, hate. Now you think this hate, uh, this hate, bad thing. It's make me do what I not supposed to do. When people get angry, they do not suppose the things they're not supposed to do, right? Right? And sometimes they get angry, intentionally get angry, and make so many stories and excuses. I'm angry. I'm not going to help you. I'm so mad about you. Don't come to me. Don't ask me. I don't want to give you anything. They make stories and they get angry with themselves not to give something and not to help someone. Then that hate, um, whatever, when the hate obsess, obsessed mind, and we do what we're not supposed to do, and we not do what we're supposed to do. And this hate also lose my reputation and my happiness. When you get angry right away, and you're going to lose your happiness. Can you smile same time when you get angry? Can you? We can, right? We can smile when you get angry. Anger, whenever anger arises, we lose our happiness right away, right? We lose our happiness right away. Then what he does, he thinks this anger so bad, this hate so bad. Then he abandoned it. He let it go. He not holding anger. He reduced his anger, and he let go the anger, not holding onto it. That's the second one. And the third one, yeah, I think you remember this. These are the five hindrances. And the thirdly, thina midda, laziness, sloth and torpor, dullness, dullness in mind and body. He is lazy physically and mentally. This laziness, physically and mentally, not let me do what I supposed to do, and it make me do what I not supposed to do. What he not supposed to do? He not supposed to stay at home on the bed all day, but he stay. He don't. He's supposed to work. He's supposed to go and work hard, earn money, but he not doing. Why? Because he's lazy, right? So that this is lose his reputation and happiness. Then he abandoned it, let it go. He's not become lazy anymore. He uh, practice and he start to do something against it to overcome that. And the fourthly, restlessness and remorse. Restlessness and remorse. What is restlessness? It looks like uh, when something the dust, then we make a blow to it, then all dust come up. Likewise, this restlessness is something like that. When our mind is restless, we can't have a clear vision. We can't make right decision. We confuse because of mind, the restlessness of mind. No rest. Then don't be restless. Don't be very busy person always. Have some rest. We have to have some rest to think. We have to have some rest to breathe. We have to have some rest to think, right? It makes sense. Having a rest, we need it. In Buddhism, it is called paviveka. Paviveka, we need rest to think, consider about something, to understand. It's develop capacity of thinking. So then restlessness, kukuch is remorse, not grieving, not grieving, not regretting, not regretting. Uh, now no restlessness and regretting. So now this he think this restlessness and remorse lose my happiness and my reputation, and it is make me to do what I'm not supposed to do, and it's not let me do what uh, it not let me it let me do what I'm not supposed to do. Then he abandoned it. In the fifth one, doubt, doubt, doubt about your practice, doubt about your spiritual practice, what you practice, what you do, and you have to make it clear. This is good and this is bad. This is right and this is wrong. If you have a clear understanding what you do, and then you lose your that you let go your doubt. So, in this 5 hindrances, for the monks, in the 5 hindrances, who is practicing, is even the lay people who is practicing meditation seriously, and they have to get rid of kama chanda, the desire for sensual pleasure. That's the first one of the 5 hindrances. But in this sutta, Buddha did not mention that desire for sensual pleasure, because as a layperson, you have to have that. You have to enjoy your sensual pleasure, right? But you have to get rid of unrighteous greed instead of that desire for sensual pleasure. You have to get rid of the Buddha mentioned here unrighteous greed, malicious, covetousness, immoral greed. Okay. Um, so let me. It's almost. Let me make it brief now. You good so far? It's good. You have any question? Okay. Then Buddha say again. Now, now as a layperson, now he achieving panya, right? Now the first one, remember, saddha, faith, and sila, virtue, and the chaga, generosity, and panya, wisdom. Now Buddha says, okay, now you have that kind of 4 things, and you also have to have these practices. Now you earn money, utthana viryadigatehi, very effortfully, and the power of your hands, and you sweating to make money. Seda vakitehi, you sweating, make money, and dhammike dhammaladhehi, and you earn money in righteous way. You earn your money, your own effort, your own energy. You using your strength to make it. Now, what you going to do with that money? And Buddha says, okay, now you're going to uh, attanam sukheti pineti. Now you have to use the money make you happy. That's the first thing. Remember, okay? Attana sukheti, and you make yourself comfortable. Pineti, and you make yourself happy. Enjoy. Now you use money to make you happy and comfortable. And mata pita pituna, and you make you support to your mother and father. Um, and puttadara, and you support to your children and your bond servants who is working under you, and you helping them, supporting them. Okay. And mitta macche, and you helping and supporting your friends, your companions. And this is the first thing. You use money. When you use money for make you happy yourself and to support your family, your parents, your children, your friends and relatives, then Buddha says, now your money is spending in righteous way. Now your money has gone to the where it's supposed to go. Now you have make you use what you're supposed to use for, and you have done it in right way. That's the first thing. And the second thing, and Buddha say again, that money you use into uh, give pancha bali. You have to make a 5 offerings. You have to make 5 offerings. The first, mm, nyati bali. Now you have to support your relatives. Now your money for your relatives. You have to give them. Okay? Nyati bali. It means you support your parents, your relatives. Atiti Bali, and you support to guest Atiti Bali the, who is come and ask us some support and help, and we help them. Bali, and you spend some money to transfer marriage to your passed away ancestors. And you remember your mother and father who passed away, your grandmother, grandfather passed away, and whoever your ancestors passed away, you just remember them and you spend some money to transfer marriage to them. You do good things to make their life happy. And Rajabali, and you give to king. It means you pay tax. You pay tax to the government. In those days, it's a Raja, king. Is the people have to give whatever they make. They have to give the portion of their earn to the king, and it means you pay tax. Um, and Devata Bali, and you support to uh, deities. You give something to deities or spiritual ones, religious leaders. That's how, if you use in this way your money, then your money has gone in righteous way. You have used it in right way. Okay, in the third, mm, then you give your money to who is religious, who is trying to purify themselves and who spend and sacrifice their life to practice spirituality, develop like a Brahmins, all the religious ones, and you spend your money to make them comfortable, make them support them to achieve their goals. So then your money has been used in righteous way. Then Buddha finally says, Butta bhoga bata bacha. This is the we have to recite this very often. It's like a formula. Butta bhoga bata bacha. Money for use and give. This is the formula. Butta bhoga bata bacha. My money I used and gave. And within Apadasumi, and I make safe myself. I spend to money to make myself safe, my family safe, security. Um, and I gave the in Panchabali in 5 ways. I spend in 5 ways. Remember to he himself use it and supporting the relatives and give it to the kings and deities, ancestors. So now supported has spiritual ones. Now as a layperson, now he is good. He is happy. Now he no regret. He do not have any regret. Why? He used his wealth in right way. Now he is happy in this life and definitely after death, and he will born in the heavenly realm. This is what Buddha taught in this sutta. Okay, what's the summary of this sutta? The Anathapindika, that's a householder, came to see Buddha, and Buddha started to teach him. This is a very rare thing in the world, the four things. Remember? Um, Making money, having wealth, reputation, and generosity, and having wisdom, right? So no, reputation, live long after death, born in the heaven. For achieve that four things, and have to have developed faith and the sila, morality, and the generosity and wisdom, right? So, do you have any question? You got to read this sutta again. This is very interesting one. Do you have any question? Anything? It's a lot, you think, to remember? You have to have some kind of paper, a pen and paper to write down something. Short note. That's good to learn, actually. It's very good to learn. So, make we end up the session?
Not everybody practices the 5 precepts, and
5 precepts?
not everybody practices.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Then it means
And so,
they're gonna lose that kind of parts, some happiness.
and also, a person could be kind and good, but it's more to feed their ego than to be good-hearted.
Mm. Yeah.
You could be good, but it's for the wrong reasons. Like your intentions are not really because you have a good heart. It's more like, this is what I expected from a good person, so I do these things like a robot, but it's not really coming from your heart.
Mm-hmm.
There are people like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing. And do you anyone have anything to say? Okay. Let me transfer merits. Um, let's share the merits by meditating, by learning Dhamma discussion. We're going to share these merits with our departed ones and with gods and with ghosts. May they all share these merits. By sharing these merits, may they all born in happy realms. By the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, by the power of these merits, may you live happily, peacefully, without any afflictions. Finally, may we all be able to attain to enlightenment. Akasatta ca Bhummatta Deva Naga Mahiddhika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakkantu Sasanang Chirang Rakkantu Desanang Chirang Rakkantu Mamparang Sabbhitiyo Vivajjantu Sabbarogo Vinasatu Mate Bhavatvantarayo Sukhi Digayuko Bhavatu Sabba Mangalang Rakkantu Sabba Devata Sabba Buddhanubhavena Sabba Dhammanubhavena Sabba Sanghanubhavena Sada Sati Bhavantu Te. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Bante.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bante.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Michael.